Welcome everybody to an episode of World 1-1 podcast. This week we're doing something a little bit different. We're all hanging out here in the pre-stream for the Game Awards. We're also going to be sticking it out here on Twitch live and doing subjecting the Game Awards to our awful commentary as well. But for the hour or so preceding, we figured we'd squeeze in our regular weekly episode. So if you're joining us, this is the first time we're doing an episode live on Twitch. So this is new and exciting. We'll see what happens. Actually, that reminds me, Kathy, you're kind of running the back end there. You have access to the Facebook page. Can you put something on the stick something on the Facebook?
Yeah, if you don't mind putting something on the Twitter.
I can do that.
There you go.
So I've got to figure out how to do that actually, but
oh my God! All you have to do is go to the Twitter and put in "we're live" and then put in twitch.tv/World11 podcast. There you go.
Wait, yeah, there it is. Copy. All right, we'll find the Twitter page.
Oh,
well, I'm used to it usually just giving me the thing from the dashboard straight to my phone, the link.
Yeah.
So, force of habit. But
oof. And the wine is starting to kick in. By the time this podcast is over, I will have finished this whole bottle of wine. I promise you. That is my goal. I know it's a lofty one, but I aim to succeed.
Please do, for my sanity, because since I can't partake, all I get is my lovely Coca-Cola, and that ain't gonna do shit.
There we go.
That is definitely not enough.
It'll keep me awake at least.
All right. So, with that said, let's kick this off with the usual call to action. You can, of course, always find us at our new home now at Podbean. That's going to be world11.podbean.com. 11 all spelled out, all one word. For those of you that are still picking this up on Shout Engine, we'll still have the next couple episodes posted on Shout Engine before we discontinue there, and they will all have links in the description to the new host Podbean, where you can find us as well. So make sure you check out that link and bookmark that going forward, and subscribe to the new RSS feed, so that way you get all your updates, don't miss anything. For those that are listening by way of Google Play Music, you shouldn't have to do anything. We've already got the RSS feed switched. Anybody that listens to us on iTunes, I'm trying really hard. I've been arguing for almost a week now with Apple, trying to get our RSS feed switched over so you don't have to do anything either. If we find out it's going to be too much of a hassle, we will let you know before I basically kill the old listing and start a new one with the correct RSS feed going forward that'll still have the entire back catalog for your enjoyment and convenience. You can, of course, also check out the Under Construction YouTube channel, and we are live right now on the Twitch channel that Kathy's been working hard on for us. Joining me this week is Dylan Drinky Pants Roberts.
I'll take it.
And Kathy, up a Twitch stream without a paddle, Jensen.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Hi!
So, and I am, of course, your host, Larry the Bearded Wonder. So, let's get into the usual shtick here. Oh my God, video games. Dylan, what the fuck have you been playing?
Well, mostly I have been playing Civ 6 on the Switch because Civ on the Go is great. I've been playing a shit ton of Forza with my brother, Forza Horizon 4, which that game is a sleeper for like racing fans. Like, especially now that Xbox is integrated with PC. If you can pick that game up and you like racing games, pick it up. It's worth the money, every cent. Like, it's just awesome, especially like the seamless co-op if you play with friends that have the game. Like, you know, it's drop in, drop out, play what you want. do what you want. There's hundreds and hundreds of cars. Like it's just awesome. Play it, buy it, do it.
I don't know how much that qualifies as a sleeper. That's a marquee title for Microsoft
for Xbox. Yeah, for sure. But
well, and even in racing too, since Gran Turismo has kind of fallen by the wayside, especially with the fact that Microsoft is getting a new Forza out every year. You get a Gran Turismo like once every 5, maybe.
I kind of think like sleeper in the sense that most people don't have Xboxes. They definitely don't own the lion's share of households. But almost a lot of people have got
it's
PC.
Nothing, I say their install base isn't necessarily anything to sneeze at either, though.
Right. It's just the game is definitely worth. I've been sleeping on Forza for a long time. I'm just starting to get into it. Racing games. I've always been more of a grid or dirt guy, like the dirt series or the grid series. But Forza is definitely this beautiful blend of simulation meets arcade. So.
Right.
That's pretty much what I've been playing. I've been playing a few indies. Like I picked up this game called I don't want to butcher it. I think it's Grey Dawn on PC. Grim Dawn on PC, which is kind of a Diablo 2 love letter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you get big into Torchlight as well?
I did. Yeah. Torchlight was great. Torchlight's a little bit too toony for me, personally. I like the grit of Diablo, but Diablo 3 was really mainstream. Diablo 2's like kind of where it was at, and with them not remaking Diablo 2, I'm sure they will eventually, but Grim Dawn is kind of a sweet little love letter to it.
Right on. So here's a question for you, because I know you said you've been digging into Civ on the Switch. My question is, how does it hold up in terms of the port?
It's actually great. Like there's definitely it takes a little bit of getting used to, especially as a PC player. I don't really play. I know Civ is on iPad. The iPad Apple Store, but I never played it on that. So it's not the controls. Once you get used to them, are really good. I like that they included touchscreen integration with that, so you can use buttons as needed, but you can also drag and drop, do whatever the hell you need to do on the touch screen as well. So I wouldn't say it's perfect like 1-to-1. It's definitely a very, very good port. Like totally worth the $60 if you're a Civ fan and you want to play Civ on the go.
Okay. So do you think we'll see more of the series then on Switch going forward?
I certainly hope so. I'd like to see it. Honestly, I hope they get the expansions on the Switch. They just announced a new expansion for PC, which is going to introduce like a lot of cool shit, natural disasters, a World Congress, which is coming back from 5. I hope that comes all over to Switch, because right now they don't even have the first expansion on Switch. They don't have Rise and Fall, which I'm hoping that all comes over to Switch.
Okay. Right on. And Kathy, what have you been playing this last week?
Let's see. I got back into Hollow Knight and trying very hard not to go and look at a walkthrough to get me through the game. I'm really trying to go at it blind, but usually I don't like doing that, but this one I'm willing to go blind. Although it does make it hard. There's times I'll get into the game and I just like forget it and I'll stop, but then I'll go back and play like for 4 or 5 hours straight. So the thing that keeps me going is the music, obviously, and the gameplay, and I love the character and I love the battles and everything. I really don't know if I'm doing everything right because I feel like I'm missing stuff, but I also am looking at it from, if I can't access an area, I know I don't have what I need, so I know there's something I'm missing. So I just keep exploring. So that's been fun. And
Right.
then everyone's favorite, Fortnite has been I finished season 6
All aboard
finished.
the short bus.
I'm not
That
gonna
was
say that.
funny.
That's not. Yeah, that's not.
All right.
Not gonna say that since we're like, no. Season 6 ended. Season 7 has started, and I'm loving season 7. I hated season 6, loving season 7. So, yeah.
So for our listeners, real quick, we keep a group chat going between the 5 of us on Facebook, and I was at Walmart today, and they had a big, huge like Fortnite display, and it was like multiple pallets big cardboard battle bus,
It was fucking
and
sweet.
don't get me wrong, it's a really fucking cool display. But I took a picture of it and I sent it to the group chat, and I'm like, "Hey, Kathy, your ride's here. # short bus."
Yeah, I was sleeping at the time when you sent that, so I missed out on all of that. I was gonna say, if I had been awake, I would have probably responded. That's not the only thing that's short, but I'm a nice person, and I don't say those things. I'm nice to everybody, sort of.
Don't worry, we'll beat it out of you.
What kind of freaking group did I join that you're gonna beat me? Just warning, I'm a fucking blue belt in Taekwondo, so y'all better watch it. I'll kick your ass.
Oh shit. Big dick over here.
Fuck yeah. I gotta have one to be with this group. As I'm slowly learning, week after week after week.
Yeah, you'll get there. So
No, I'll never get there because I'm the I know I was only picked to do this because I'm going to be the eye candy for the group.
Oh snap.
Dylan, you've been replaced.
Damn, dude, and I was working on my Justin Bieber jawline. Fuck. I said Justin Bieber. It should have been Justin Timberlake. He's got that
I was gonna
jawline,
say,
right?
why are you going with the Biebs? The Biebs is no. Pick somebody who's at least somewhat somewhat of a celebrity.
Tolerable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it. I had to come home because I was on vacation last week, and that was hard not playing video games for that entire 10 days that I was gone. So when I got home, it was right back into Fortnite because I had to finish all the challenges for week 9, week 10. Yeah. But I got it done. I completed everything, and now I'm ready for season 7. I'm so fucking excited. It looks so awesome. So tease me all you want. It's a great game.
We will.
We definitely will.
It's better than
That
some
will
of the
happen.
other shit you guys are playing, so.
So,
I mean, I feel like Fortnite, like I said in chat earlier, while I give Fortnite a lot of shit because that game is definitely not for me, I respect the hell out of the way they really cater to their community. They put a lot of work in. They release updates consistently. I don't feel like their battle pass is trying to gouge players. They're very, very user friendly, community friendly.
I mean, yeah. Technically,
Whereas,
with the battle pass, you only have to buy it once, and then each season, as long as you don't spend the V-Bucks that you earn through that battle pass, you have enough to purchase the next season's battle pass. So really, all you have to do is drop $10 and you're good.
yeah, see, the shit like that's great. Whereas,
Of course,
while I
that doesn't
prefer
work.
the Black Ops Battle Royale mode, they hate my wallet. They try to do everything they can to get money out of players. Their battle pass is $20. You get 2 skins for a gun. 1 skin you get automatically, and then you have to reach level 200 to get the second skin, which is horseshit. Fuck you.
That is
Uninstall. I'm not playing your bullshit. I'm not grinding. If I wanted to grind, I'd go play Destiny. Or get back on WoW, which I still pay for. So
yeah, well, but Fortnite definitely will make you spend money. I just dropped $30 just to get a. I can't believe I did it. Just to get an exclusive skin because I just wanted the pickaxe.
Hey,
So.
but
I put
that's
way
not.
too much fucking money into that game. I'll tell you that much.
The thing is, though, is they're not trying to gouge you. Like, they are being consumer friendly, and hey, if
They're
you
at
want to
least
spend the money,
reasonable.
right? If you want to spend money, here's the thing. But
Yeah,
like
you don't
the
have
grind isn't insane to get to there. Like
No.
people that play Fortnite are gonna put in the time anyway, and you don't have to play 800 hours in a month to get your fucking pickaxe.
Well, depends. I think I put in more than that. But no, it is definitely, and I think it's definitely appealing to families because that was when we were looking at the difference between Fortnite and PUBG, which one we were going to get. PUBG was just too realistic, whereas Fortnite's more that cartoony and you don't feel like you're actually killing people because there's
Right.
It's also very stylized. It doesn't
Right.
look super generic either. It's got a fucking personality at least.
Oh
Yeah,
yes.
it's very it's beating it's walking to its own beat kind of thing. The cell, I think it might be cell shaded, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's the art style is very nice. Like it kind of reminds me of Borderlands almost.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but almost a little bit more cartoony than Borderlands. Borderlands still has some grit to it, which personally that's why
has that rotoscoping look to it.
Exactly, which is kind of why I don't care for Fortnite, and I fucking hate the building. Like that's never gonna be me.
Freaking part
That's
of
never
it.
gonna be me. I just want to shoot you in the face and watch you die. Okay, I don't want to have to. I want to shoot through 18 fucking wooden walls before I can kill you. It drives me I hate it. I hate that game.
Because you have no skills.
Yeah, I don't. And I don't want to. Like, I just want to, like, catch you, like, trying to, like, get into a house. That's why I like,
You can do that
PUBG.
in Fortnite. I'm telling you right now, there are so many different ways to play that game. I mean, that's the beauty of that one is that you can. I've won without killing anyone.
Yeah, I've definitely.
I've done that, and that is hard to do in Fortnite. But I did it on mobile.
Yeah.
Even that was even weirder.
Anyway. The times I've played Fortnite, I've placed like in the top 3, and I don't build shit. But like once you get to those top 5, top 10, like the people that know how to build and are good at building are gonna shit on you. Like. Yeah. You're not going anywhere. You're getting pooped on. It's not happening. So that's my biggest complaint with Fortnite. I like Fortnite. I wish it had a mode for people that don't want to build.
Well,
like if we could just throw that in, dude, I'd play it. I would play it.
Because now that they've got their creator mode, it's like, oh, Mario Maker, Fortnite Maker. But yeah, apparently they got this creator mode. I'm gonna have to check it out and see exactly what you can do. Maybe there's an option to say no building. And all you do start shooting.
I would play the shit out of that game if there was no building, because like I like the goofiness of it. Like every time I play with like my brother and my other friends, and like we push around each other in the cart and drive by people. Like we just goof off, but it's a lot of fun. It's fun to goof off in that game.
Oh, it is. It is. And they definitely have an interesting take on the vehicles, from the shopping carts to the golf cart to the four-wheeler, and now planes are in the game, which I'm like, where else are you going to be able to fly a plane and shoot everybody down? So yeah. And I personally, all the characters, I like them. I play always as the female characters though, because they look better from the back than the men.
I mean, that's facts. You can't argue that.
Well, you heard about the issue with the one character from last season. Did you hear about that? There was some animation. No. So the Battle Pass skin, her name is Calamity, and she was kind of a progressive character, so she had multiple clothing options. Well, her first one was just a white tank top and jean shorts. Well, I guess during the production, the guys at Epic decided to add some animation to the chest area.
I'm liking where this is going.
They forgot to take that out. So when she would do some of the emotes, she'd be jiggling. And none of the other women would, so it became this big controversy talking about
Oh, so
Calamity
it
and
was
the Jiggle.
Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball.
Pretty much.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little jiggle. All right.
Well,
Gotta have those AAA jiggle physics, otherwise
Well-
it's worth it.
but apparently Epic there was a big controversy on it. Of course, people were getting all up in arms because, certain emotes when she would do it, but they took it out, unfortunately, so can't go in and look. But I'm sure there's plenty of videos out there.
I'm sure it exists on YouTube
Oh, of
somewhere.
course,
yeah,
it
probably.
does.
So, but it won't exist on Tumblr for much longer.
Oh, dude, Tumblr's fucking up.
What?
So yeah.
The Tumblr. Yeah, so they've now officially titled it. It's no longer the Tumblr Apocalypse. They're going with the Tumblr Snap.
It makes sense.
It does. They're wiping out half of all Tumblr.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know what Tumblr's thinking. It's such a bad idea. You know?
I know what they're thinking.
Well, yeah, they're trying to be advertiser. Well, not even advertiser friendly. They got that, child pornography thing happened on there.
Yeah, that's a big part of what happened is that, it slipped through because what apparently got uploaded wasn't in the national database for them to check it against.
Right.
And so up it went, and suddenly, oh.
Yeah, ooh.
So
that's not a good look.
No, I mean, but the thing is, they did their due diligence. I mean, it really wasn't anything that could be helped aside from, saying the only other way that this could have been stopped is if there's a live person checking every piece of imagery that goes up, before it posts. And, well, let's look at YouTube. We know how well that works.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's the thing. Oh, and Kathy, I was going to tell you too, as far as kind of getting lost with Hollow Knight, there's a reason I recommended pen and paper, because at this point now you're noticing your map doesn't really update until you hit benches and stuff, or until you get a new map for a new area.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I suggest set it pen and paper, so that way you can kind of doodle your map out as you go along.
I don't
for
doodle
the areas
maps. No, that's
No.
too much work.
Hey,
Do you play any tabletop RPGs ever?
I'm sorry?
Have you ever played any tabletop RPGs?
I was not a dingbat, no.
Oh, you wound me.
No, I'm kidding. No, I never did play. Well, again, I'm a girl. Nobody wanted to play with the girl.
Hey, I've had plenty of girls in my tabletop RPGs.
Nobody ever invited. Okay, but you're also younger than I am. I grew up in a different time.
That's true. That's true.
And
Fair enough.
I mean, I've had this discussion.
Did you grow up in the land before?
Long neck.
Oh, fuck me up the
I got
ass.
to make a land before time joke.
Fuck me
That never
up
happened.
the asshole right now.
Oh my gosh. Yep. You sure did.
There it is.
Hi, I'm Ducky. Yep. No, but I've discussed this before. When I grew up, girls didn't play games. They didn't do the tabletop role-playing games. They didn't know, who wanted to have a girl there. So I was left out.
I just feel like that's really an oversight by nerds of your generation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why not invite the girls? Like, bring the girls in.
Because I had cooties.
That's dumb. Like,
and I kicked their asses in the games. That was the other reason. So, who wants to be
well,
beaten by
that
a
can be
girl?
off-putting. That can be off-putting. Yeah, but like the nice thing about especially D&D is it's not a, you're not playing against each other. You're playing with each other. Like it's you against the DM. I mean, Unfortunately, right now I play with a lot of inexperienced players, so I DM a lot, and I miss playing the, actually playing the game. But
no, I would have loved to have gotten into it because I actually would buy the player's guide, the books.
Player's Handbook?
Yeah, I would, and just read through them. So it's not like I didn't know, or it's just I never could find anybody who'd let me join. And I also, my family was very much not supportive of playing games. It was seen as a toy, again, growing up in the 80s and 90s. And it was more okay for my brother to play than I could play. I mean, God, I'm still sore about the fact that my parents wouldn't let me buy a Sega Genesis. And then 3 months down the road, they turn around and buy one for my brother. That was a fucking slap in the face.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, I wanted to play Sonic.
I mean, at least we've strived in in terrible sexism culture. I kind of feel like, though, without trying to get too political in the podcast, is like we've overdone it a bit. Like
I don't think we've strived. We may have made some steps, but strive might be a stretch there.
I think in some aspects we've strived, but yeah, I'm more inclined to agree with you as a general overall. We may have taken a couple of baby steps in the right direction.
Yeah, if we strived, we wouldn't have had the word Gamergate.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean that was years ago.
What?
But yeah.
What did I miss?
Except that's still dragging on.
Yeah.
I missed
Still
something.
see the remnants of that shit. Gamergate stuff that started a few years back and just seems to continue to linger and won't fucking die because dumb shit is dumb.
Yeah. Basically, Gamergate kind of was around the idea that. Will you give me more if you're gonna take some? Sorry, my wife's stealing my water.
Hi, wife.
If she brings back a bottle of wine, we're gonna call her Jesus.
But Gamergate, for those that don't know, I mean, more or less goes around the idea that like games that feature women are just used to sexualize them.
Oh, that.
Yeah. Even though like games like Tomb Raider exist and Overwatch, and there's like so many games where there's like strong female leads. But yeah,
hopefully we're gonna see tonight.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn. That's another like fucking amazing game with a strong female lead. I love that game. Love it.
So, but yeah, that's a thing.
What's that?
I said that's a thing though. It's still a thing. That's the sad thing, actually. That shit's still dragging on.
Love you.
Aww.
Love you too.
Here's my heart.
Good night, beautiful.
Ooh.
Sweet dreams.
Good night, gorgeous.
Straight to the moon, Alice.
But yeah. So to wrap up what we've been playing, I've been let's see here. I picked up Bendy and the Ink Machine today. Actually, I actually got to play through the first 2 chapters of that. And there's what, 5 chapters?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm 20%
It's like
of the way.
I said, it's been a while since I played that game. So
Right. It's good. It shouldn't be, but it is.
Oh my gosh.
It's fucking weird. Like, I really like the game, but I'm looking at it objectively going, I don't really have a reason to say this game is good, because from the puzzle aspect, the puzzles are literally just fetch quests, and not necessarily even good ones at that. And the combat isn't really much of anything to speak of, but holy shit, just like the ambiance, the atmosphere, and the story, the voice acting, the writing is all superb, and it kind of makes up for it to the point where this game is like greater than the sum of its parts. So I'm really enjoying it. Visually, it's quite striking. It kind of gives me vibes of we were talking beforehand, and it's too good of a description not to reuse publicly. This game is kind of like BioShock butt-fucked Steamboat Willie, and this is their unspoken love child.
That is
Well,
not an
speaking of
image I
BioShock,
want.
I just want to run a quick poll here because me and my brother have different opinions on this, and I don't know, just bring
I
it
have
up.
many opinions about Bioshock.
What is your favorite Bioshock?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I know mine.
I know mine, but you know, me and my brother have largely different opinions on what we believe is the best Bioshock in the series.
I know. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Larry.
No, you first, because my answer will probably not surprise anybody.
Oh, I don't think mine's gonna surprise any. Well, yeah, maybe because nobody knows me. Mine is Infinite. I liked that one more than the original, and I definitely, if I put them in order, it's Infinite, Bioshock, the DLC for 2, and 2 is kind of a distant. I didn't care for that one, so. But Infinite was my favorite.
I am in the same exact boat you are. Those are exactly.
Oh my God, we agree on something. Holy
those
shit.
are my exact. Like, Infinite to me, the story of that game was holy shit.
Yes.
Like the way it just completely came full circle.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was one of those oh shit moments, and I was
yeah,
like, oh
it's been a long time since a game did that to me. Like where I was just like, wait, what? Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Larry.
So, let it be said, I adore all the Bioshocks. I do. Like, I love every one of them for varying reasons.
And he doesn't agree with us on any of this.
Yeah.
Well, I do to a degree. Like I said, No, it has nothing to do with elitism at this point. I just have a personal preference. And I will own the fact that it is just that. It is a personal preference. I like Infinite. The story was phenomenal. Visually, it was astounding. My hang up with Infinite was at the end, basically just the endurance airboat ride or airship ride. That just fucking sucked the fun out of it for me.
Okay, I can see that.
I mean,
yeah, I can also see that. That's fair.
Yeah, visually striking. Like when I picked it up, the first thing I did is I sat down and I turned the 3D feature on my TV, because anything that has that real vibrant cartoony pop shows up really well with a 3D effect on my TV.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, like that opening scene with the cathedral with all the candles and the stained glass and the water on the floor. Oh my God.
I bet that was gorgeous.
Oh, stunning. Dylan, at some point you got to come over and see it, actually. It's really fucking cool. But in any case, so I liked Infinite. Screw it, I'm calling it 3 at this point. The story was really good. I liked the themes that they got into. It was absolutely fascinating. Kathy and I talked about this a little bit last night, but 1 and 2 are kind of like photo negatives of each other. And I strongly compare them in terms of structure to the difference between Metroid Prime and Metroid Fusion. Bioshock 1 to me is very much Metroid Prime, because it's entirely open. You can free roam all of Rapture at your leisure, so long as you're progressing. You can always go back to any other part of Rapture at any point, no problem. And the first 2 acts in Bioshock 1 were spectacular. My problem with 1 is that in the 3rd act, it all kind of fell apart. The finale and the last boss fight just really failed to deliver. And honestly, I've said it before, and it's probably been a year or 2 since I've talked about it, but there was an easy fix here that would have rectified the problems with the end of Bioshock 1. And it's when you meet Andrew Ryan at the end, and he hands you the golf club, and it's a fucking cutscene. The smarter way to do this would have been, instead of making it a cutscene, pull a valve. Don't take away player agency. Right. And put up like 2 button options where one's like hit him with the club, and the other says put the club down. But the catch is, because it's fucking mind control, no matter what you push, even if you're trying to put the damn club down, you're gonna fucking kill Ryan with the club. That would have been the trippier, better way to do it, to convey the whole mind control aspect of what was going on there. On to 2 though, and this is where I lean. I like 2, and this is why. I don't like the fact that 2 is very linear. There's no backtracking to previous sections. Once you leave a section, that's it. It's gone.
Yeah.
That part made me sad. But the first 2 acts in 2, like I said, are very opposite of BioShock 1 because they drip feed you just enough fucking story to keep you going. And I mean just enough. It's barely there to really keep you driving forward. But there is a little thread to follow at least. But the third act in BioShock 2 was fucking incredible. It came together so well. The big sister was awesome for one. And I'm sorry, even though it's part of the first act of BioShock 2, it was still one of the highlights. That scene where you walk into the like this big room and there's this huge glass fucking window and it's all, ocean floor outside, and the little sister just goes running along and punctures that window all along, like perforates it, and the whole thing shatters and the ocean just comes rushing in on you. Like, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But the final act, though, when you get to play as the little sister and see the world of Rapture the way they see it, through their like infested eyes, and you finally understand why every time they see a corpse, they're like, "Look, Mr. Bubbles, an angel," and they're pointing to dead bodies. It's because that's what they see. They see angels, not dead people on the floor. They still see the idealized vision of Rapture before it went to shit, and that was awesome. That was a great turn, and I really, really loved it. But again, me saying that BioShock 2 is my favorite out of the bunch shouldn't surprise anybody, because for whatever reason, I tend to lean into black sheep games, the ones that get the least amount of love out of a series. And for some reason, those are the ones that resonate with me the most. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that they're usually willing to try new things and experiment with a formula, rather than just be the same thing over and over again. And I really enjoy that fact. In some cases, it's just something about it in particular, even if it wasn't, the strongest in the series, and it wasn't particularly innovative, something in there usually clicks with me. We've had the argument that, like, the only Call of Duty game I ever really had any interest in playing was Infinite Warfare, which I know nobody seemed to like, but I did. So
I respect it.
But yeah, that's kind of it. Oh, no. Played some Dead Cells. I played something else. I fiddled around with Race the Sun a little bit more. I can't say I made any real progress on it, but I did fiddle with it. But yeah, that's what I've been playing. So, we got Game Awards getting ready to start here in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to say we're going to cut this short, and this is a good place to take a quick break, and we're going to settle in for an evening of heckling the Game Awards. So we've been promised 10 new announcements, or 10 announcements tonight at least, is what they've been touting online. We're all looking forward to seeing how far into the show we get before Kojima's dick ends up in Keely's mouth.
Hey man, Kojima's the shit. Like,
I'm not saying he's not. That man is beautifully insane. But again, for the last couple of years, we haven't made it through one of these yet without him sticking his dick in Keely's mouth.
well, like, if anybody deserves to put their dick in mouse, all right, I feel like it's Kojima. Right? That dude got so fucked by Konami and still made some of the best games. I'm not even a stealth game person. Like,
I'm not either. He's got
hate
other stuff that he's done
stealth.
though that I really liked. In particular, he was Kojima Games, I believe, was behind Boktai actually on the Game Boy Advance.
I never played it. I don't even know what that is.
Dude, Boktai was this like top-down isometric vampire game where you play a vampire hunter and your weapons are all solar powered, and the game cartridge actually had like a sun sensor on it, and so you had to play
Dude,
outside
what?
to charge your fucking weapons.
That's the shit that Kojima's amazing at. Like, I remember playing Metal Gear Solid, the first one, right? And then going
Yeah.
to play Psycho Mantis. And, like, dude, that guy, I was just like, I was getting pissed. He, like, deflected everything. I was getting so fucking mad. I was I didn't have the strength because I was a little kid, but I was trying to break the controller. That's how angry I was. And then, like, Campbell comes on the fucking codex and is like, beep, beep. He's like, try putting your controller in the other port. And I'm like, fucking what?
Also, don't forget, everybody has to drink every time the Schick Hydro Man shows up.
I drink all the time, so sure.
So, but in any case, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back starting here in about 9 minutes now. The pre-award show stream is supposed to start, so I have no idea what the hell they're putting into it, but we'll find out. So, in that case, we'll see you guys back here in just a couple minutes. Don't go anywhere. We're going to leave the stream live. So, enjoy.